Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. So, continuing to work on the right wing, in this video we are mounting more of the ribs, clecoing, and putting the AN3 bolts with the washers and nuts back on. So, in the last couple of videos, or at one point, I had asked about, we're riveting these ribs on. Why on earth do we have to have two AN bolts on the top and the bottom? Is there some kind of, FAA regulation that ribs have to have some kind of security other than a rivet or something like that? So I asked an A&P friend of mine, who you'll actually see here shortly, and what he said was, well, there's a big thick aluminum webbing that's one of the layers of this spar, and it goes on top of the main spar. It's kind of hard to see in this picture here. I'd have to show you a picture of it. But that webbing is laid in place with size 6 rivets. And those are huge. Vans does all of that for you, and they do it perfectly. They have a rivet machine in their shop. I've seen it because I've been there before, and I forget exactly what class of naval ship it came from, but it came from the machine shop of an old Navy ship. Could have been a frigate or a destroyer or something. Anyway, that thing can set times 6 size rivets, like no problem. And that's what it uses to make the spar. Well, that webbing, where the ribs come across, has a cross piece of that webbing. Now, all those holes are empty, so you can put whatever rivet holes you want in there. But I think the idea that my A&P friend was sort of alluding to is that you don't want to put like a times 4, like a 4 size rivet in the same line that you have size 6 rivets. What would be the point? I mean, not that it's not going to hold something in place, but it's pretty big. So the exact same size drill hole for those is a number 19. So it could be that they just drilled number 19 holes all the way down. It was just easier that way. And knowing that we can't actually set a times 6 rivet easily with the ribs clecoed in place, it's easier just to put an AN bolt through. So that's what we did. The AN bolts fit in perfectly fine. Like I said, sometimes they can be tight. And one thing to remember about those, especially like I said, the interior 4 ribs where the wing walk is that those go in the opposite direction. Read the instructions. It's very specific. So those 4 ribs have the bolts coming out backwards, so that the head of the bolt is on the aft side of the spar, or sorry, on the fore side of the spar. My bad. And you want it that way because to have the bolt sticking out with a washer and nut on it would protrude too far from the fore side of the spar, and when you try to mount your fuel tank, you wouldn't be able to do it. So those AN bolts have to go in the proper direction. Again, read the instructions. They show the proper direction to put everything. And here I am just riveting everything on and playing a lot of air guitar. I must have been feeling musical this day. And I know it's kind of hard to tell, but yes, those ribs have been primed. Uh, Again, I only prime the surfaces where there's actually going to be metal to metal contact, meaning just the flanges, uh, where the skins meet and it meets the web and everything else, or it meets the front spar. Here we go. Fine. Here we go. It's a little bit of a better angle for you to see in. So you put all of the external ribs or all the outboard ribs on first. Then you start doing the 3 in the middle and 3 the inboard side. Now I learned this from the last time from the left wing to put those bolts in as you're going. Just go ahead and do those ribs as you work in. It's so much easier. And one thing I didn't understand until you're just watching me do it now is that you can't put the final rivets in place with the AN3 bolts in. So you have to remove the AN3 bolts to get to the very two edge rivets for those inboard 4 ribs. Basically, you won't be able to get your bucking bar. No, not the bucking bar, but you won't be able to get your rivet gun or the bucking bar anywhere near it to where it'll actually work. So, but yeah, that's it. So all those ribs are now permanently attached. And boy, let me tell you, that's oh, there's Mr. Golden, our membership director. So, yeah, just fixing up these ribs, and then after that, I forget exactly where, there's a few things we have to do, and then we will start on the rear spar. So, I will see you soon.